Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I will present about the class, the person class. So the first, we go to the public class person and we declare the private of the string name and email. And next, we go to the we create the constructor, which is the public person with the argument string name and string email. And we also assign the pass argument of name and email into our attribute, which is this dot name equal to name and this dot email equal to email. And then we set up the mutator, or which is the public void set email. And also we have a pass argument of string email, and it will assign the new value of email by using this line of statement, this dot email equal to email. And then we also have another mutator of the name, which is public void set name with the pass argument of string name. And this dot name also equal to name is how we assign the new value of the name. And we also have the SSR, which is the public string get email. The public string get email will return the string type of the string data type of the value email. And lastly, we also have public string get name. That same with the get email, it will return the string data type of the name. And next, we go to the guest class. So because the guest class is the inheritance from the person, we have the public class guest, which is extends from the person. So you have one private attribute here, which is the string guest ID. So for the constructor, for the public guest, we pass the string name, string email, and string guest ID. So now we want to call the constructor of the base class, so we write the super and we put the name and email here. And also we want to assign the new value of the guest ID, which is by using this line of this statement, which is this dot guest ID equal to guest ID. And we also have an SSR and a mutator here. So we have the public void set guest ID with the pass argument of string guest ID, so that it will assign the value of the pass argument of the guest ID into our attribute of guest ID using this line of this dot guest ID equal to guest ID. And lastly, our SSL, which is will return the value of guest ID, which is a data type of the string.
Hello, my name is IKMAL bin KHAIRULEZUAN. So today I will explain about the class hotel, classroom, and enum room type. So first of all, for the class hotel, we will have two variables, is string name and the list room, which is the array list. So in this class hotel, we have the constructor, which is hotel that stores string name and the rooms that is stored in the array list. Then we have the string get name that will return name, and we have set name that stores string name. Then we have add rooms that we can add rooms. Then we have remove room that we can remove the room. Then we have list rooms that gets room that will returns room. So in this class hotel, we implement the encapsulation, which we make the variable private so that the class cannot access it. Then we have constructor for the class hotel. Then we have getter and setter method. And also in this class, we have implement the composition, which the hotel class has a composition relationship with the room class. The hotel class contains a list of rooms object as one of its attributes. This composition allows a hotel to have multiple rooms associated with it. Next, in the classroom, we have three variables, which is int room number, room type, and boolean is occupied. Then in the classroom, we have the constructor for the room that store the int room number, room type, and is occupied. Then we have the setter and getter method, which are for the get room number, it will return room number, and for the room type, get room type, it will return room type. Then we have boolean is occupied, that will return is occupied. Then we have the void set occupy, the store boolean occupy, which we make it is occupy equals to occupy. Then we have string get occupy status, which if is occupied equals to true, then it will return yes string, else it will return no string. So in this code we implement the encapsulation, which we make the variable private, we have the constructor, and we have setter and getter method. Moving on to the next one, we have the enum room type. So in this code, as enum call room type that represent different type of room available in the hotel. The enum defines the constant, suites, double, and single with associated values, room type, and price. Enum are used to group related constant together. So here we have suite, that the room type is suite and the price is 110. Then we have double, which we make room type double and the price is 80. Then we have single, the room type is single and the price is 50. Then we have the variable, which string room type and int price. Then we make constructor for the enum room type, which we store string room type and int price. Then we implement setter, then we implement getter method, which we get the room type that will return room type, and for int get price we return price. So in this enum room type, we also implement the encapsulation, which we make the variable is private, and we make the constructor for the enum room type and the getter method in this enum room type. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Iqmal, and today I'm going to present coding for class reservation and also class payment. So for class reservation, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 variables. So for the first one, we have guest, which takes from the guest class. We have the hotel from the hotel class. Room is from the room class. Check-in date is from the string. So checkout date, we implement it as a string, and payment is from the payment class. So for reservation class, we have the encapsulation concepts and also composition concepts. So in this line, we have the constructor function, and we have the public reservation, which takes the guest, room, check-in date, and also checkout date. So this will save all of this information. And then we have the setter and getter function, which is get guest to get the guest information, and then set guest to set the guest, and then get room to get the room information, and set room for set the room, and then get check-in date to that can return the check-in date, and set check-in date to set the check-in date, and get checkout date to get the checkout date, and then the setter for checkout date to set the checkout date. And then we have the get for get payment to show the payment, and also we have the set payment. Okay, so for this function, we have the calculate total price, in which it will calculate the check-in, the price of the hotel, the room. So it will take the check-in date and then the checkout date, and then it will multiply based on the, it will save the num days from the calculate days function, and then it will calculate the room price of it based on the room class. So from the room class, we have, like, let's say for example the room suite, we have 210, and then it will multiply with the number of days the customer are staying. So it will store the room price and then it will return it. Okay, so for the calculate days, we actually use the local date function or libraries based on this java.time.localDate, and then we use the java.time.temporal.chrono unit. So what it does is that it will automatically give or return the integer value of the check-in and the checkout date. So let's say for a check-in, we have like, we put the date and then the checkout date, we put the date, and it will return like maybe, let's say for example, it returns 2 days of staying. So the calculate days will give the integer value to the num days. Okay, so the room price will get the room price of the room class from the room class, and then it will return the price of the reservation room. Okay, so next one is the payment. So payment, we have the encapsulation concepts and also the aggregation concepts. So for aggregation concept, we have the reservation taken from the reservation class. So what class payment does is it will process the payment of the customer. So we have the constructor for the payment class, which it will take the reservation from the reservation class, and then it will store the amount paid, and then is paid and reservation. Oh, before I forgot, so the amount paid is how much the amount has been paid by the customer using the double. And then is paid is a Boolean expression, which is true or false, in which it will be true if the reservation or the room has been paid or not. So we're moving on to the constructor again. So this is the default constructor for it. And then the next one, we have the get setter and getter, and we get the get amount paid. So it will return the amount paid. After that, we get the boolean is paid is a function for boolean to set the is paid or not, to know whether the room has been paid or not. And then we have the function of make payment. So the make payment will take the value of payment amount, and then it will like calculate how much has been paid, and then if the amount paid is equal to or greater than the reservation room, the amount that needs to pay, then the is paid will turn into true instead of false. So that's all for 2 class from me. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Alia and I'm going to explain about the hotel reservation class. Here we have declared 3 private fields, which include scanner, hotel, and current reservation. Scanner object is used to read the user input, and current reservation object is used to store the current reservation made by the user or access the reservation that has been made. Then moving on to public static void main, it's the main method of the program, and it is used to it initializes the hotel and displays the menu, and also handles all the user input based on their choices, and until the user decides to terminate or exit the program. Here we call the function initialize hotel, in which it will create rooms such as suite, double, and single rooms that is available for the user to choose. Then it's going to print out welcome to the Amari Hotel, and here we declare a variable called is running and initialize it to true. Here's a while loop, and while is running is true, it's going to display the menu. Within the menu, there's 4 options. 1 is to make a reservation, 2 is to check a reservation, 3 make payment, and 4 is exit. So when this function is called, that menu is going to be displayed, and users are going to input their choice between 1 to 4. Here, their choice is gonna be stored in the choice variable. And here is a switch break, where case 1 is gonna call the make reservation function. Case 2 is gonna call check reservation function. Case 3 make payment function, and case 4 is gonna change the state of is running variable to false, and it will terminate the program. As it terminates the program, it's gonna print out thank you for using the Amari Hotel, where your comfort is our top priority. Okay, continuing with the private static void initialize hotel function. First it creates a new hotel object, and then there are 3 separate for loops, in which it creates a loop for each type of room, which is suite, double, and single. So there are a variety of rooms that the user can choose from. And then here's the display menu function. This is as mentioned before. This is what's going to be printed out during when the user is required to input their choices. Next is going to call the display room types function, where it displays the types of room, which include suite, double, and single. And then it's going to store their choices, the user input, into the variable room type choice, where it only allows from the option from 1 until the room type dot values is as I mentioned before, there's only 3 types, so 1 until 3. If they input more than that, then it's gonna print out an error message. And then it creates a new object, and it stores the user input. And then here is the available room object, where if the room is available, it's gonna print out the enter, the check-in date, and the checkout date. And it prompts the user to enter how long they're gonna stay. And then it creates a new object, and it passes down the details of the guest. It passes down guest, available room, check-in date, checkout date, and available room dot set occupied. Then it's gonna print out the reservation successful, reservation details, and all the details such as name, ID, room number, room type, and including the check-in and checkout date. Or else, if the room is not available, then it's gonna print out, sorry, no available rooms of the selected type, please try again later. Next is the get valid date function, where it prompts the user to enter the dates according to the format, where it's year, month, and day. If they don't follow the format, then it's gonna print out an error message. And it's gonna print out invalid date format. Please enter a date in format YYYMMDD. Here it called the isValid date function here, and it sets the format of the date. And then this is the check reservation function, where it's called for in case 2. So when the user already has finished in making their reservation, and they wanted to check, they're gonna choose 2 from the menu, and if there's a reservation, it's gonna print out all the reservation details, and if there's no reservation, then it's gonna print out no reservation found. And then this is the make payment function in case 3, when the user already made reservation and checked the reservation, then they want to make the payment. And it checks if there's no reservation, then it's gonna print out no reservation found, and if there's a reservation, then it's gonna print out and calculate based on the prices of the rooms and also how many days they're going to stay. When the user inputs the date, it automatically counts the number of days, and it calculates the total price that they have to pay. And here it prints out enter the payment amount, and the user enters the payment amount. It's gonna calculate whether there should be a balance or not. So if there's a balance, then it's gonna print out the remaining amount. Okay, next is the get user choice function. It declares a variable choice, and it has a do while loop. It's gonna print out enter your choice and the number minimum and maximum. Let's say there are 4 choices, the minimum being 1 and the maximum being 4. And then while the input is an integer, it's not an integer. It's gonna print out invalid input if the user decides to enter a character other than an integer. Then if not, it's just uh it's just gonna store the variable store the user input in the variable choice. Okay, if the choice is lower than the minimum, let's say 0, or more than the maximum, let's say 5, then it's gonna print out invalid choice. Please enter a number between 1 to 4. Okay, next is display room types function, in which it will display the room types as mentioned before. It creates an array of room types. And then here we have the generate guest ID. It's going to generate a random number to be the ID of the guest. Lastly is the find available room function. This, as mentioned before, it creates an object called available room with an array list, and an object called room, in which it calls the hotel.getRooms function. Then it's within a loop. If it's not empty, then it's gonna print out available the type of room. Here it calls the get room type function, such as for example, it's gonna call available suite rooms, or available single rooms or double rooms, and then it's gonna print out the room number that are available. Then the user is prompted to enter the room number that they choose to. Then lastly, it's gonna print out if the room number is unavailable, then it's gonna print out an error message called it's gonna print out invalid room number. Please try again. Then that's all for the main class.
Moving on with the hotel reservation system output. So first thing first, I will execute this program. So the first thing that you will see inside this program is that this is the main menu of the interface. So we have 4 options, which are make a reservation, check reservation, make payment, and exit. So make a reservation is that the customer can make a reservation, and then the check reservation, customer can check the reservation that they have already made one. So the third one is the make payment, and so customer can just clear the payment, and then 4 is the exit one. Okay, so the flow for this program is that first customer will need to make a reservation, and then they can choose the room that they want, how many days they want to stay. After that, they either can check their reservation, or they can instead go to make a payment. So I'll show you the flow of it. So first, we will make a reservation, and the program needs me to enter my name. So my name is IKMAL. Then my email is mikmal1@gmail.com, and then enter my phone number. So I just put my phone number, and then it will auto generate my guest ID. So and then I need to choose my room types. So I want to choose the suite, which costs $110. So I choose the first one, and then it will show me the available suite rooms. So I'll choose the 102 room number, and then the date I'll stay is maybe 1 January to 3 January, I think. Yeah. So it will give the reservation details, and then it will move me to the main page once more, and then I can either choose the check reservation or make a payment. So first I'll check the reservation, and yeah, it's still the same, and then lastly I'll make a payment for it. So it will auto generate how much I need to pay, 220, because I stay for like 2 days. So 2 times 110 is 220. So I'll pay 200. Let's say I pay for 100, and then it will give me the remaining amount that I need to pay, which is $120. And then I'll make a second payment for it, so 120. I press enter, and then reservation is fully paid. So let's check it one more time. Yeah, the remaining amount is 0. So that's all from us. Thank you very much.